Hello again, this is David Smith. I am still at the Montreal International Games Summit and I'm delighted to have with me Stephane D'Astous, the General Manager for Eidos in Montreal. Stephane, please could you introduce yourself?
Yes, hi, my name is Stephane D'Astous and I'm the proud General Manager of Eidos Montreal.
And tell us a bit more about Eidos Montreal.
Eidos Montreal has a very short but very intense history. We've opened up in 2007 and we're already 330 people in the studio. There's already three development teams, two projects that have been already announced, Deux Ex Human Revolution and Thief 4, and the third one will be soon announced. We also have quite a good group of QA. We have 60 QA testers, and we have also an R&D department.
Fantastic. And what do you do as a general manager in your studio?
Well, being employee number one, you need to hire a lot of people to be well surrounded. So obviously the recruitment part and the branding of the studio, the operations, the marketing, the dev, the legal, it's a wide range of responsibilities, but obviously the first few months were very important for recruitment and to find a good location. And afterwards you want to stabilize your teams, you want to reinforce your branding, to take care with people management, to make sure that every employee is well treated. We want to have the best studio around, and so it's a lot of people management.
And tell us a bit about your history. How did you come to be working at Eidos in Montreal?
Well, yes, if we go back a couple of maybe 15 years ago, I was in the aerospace industry. I have a bachelor's degree in industrial design, and I like to mention that because industrial design teaches you how to walk the fine line between tech and art daily. So it's a very good training for the video game industry, and I did my MBA. I worked 8 years in the aerospace, where it was drastically different from the fun industry of video games. But what brought me to the video game industry, my last job in the aerospace was at CAE, and CAE are world leaders in flight simulators. Okay. So we could say that was a serious gaming, if you want. And then I had the occasion to work at Ubisoft Montreal in the heydays, where when I came in we were 450, and 3 years after when I left there were 1,450 people. So it was a very intense moment for recruitment, to build teams, to put project management tools and processes in place. And I had the great occasion to build a studio from scratch, so that was very hard to refuse.
And you've got a lot of people working at your studio. Why would you say it's a great place to work?
Well, we think it's a great place to work. I think I wanted to reunite four major pillars that maybe the other studios weren't able to take all four. The first pillar is that we're only working on great IPs, truly AAAs. A lot of people say they work on AAAs, and I think Deux Ex and Thief is a great example. We'll be only working on major IPs. Second of all, we'll also just be working on the latest technology. We want to be the leading edge of the group, so we are not concentrating our efforts, let's say, to be working in the social part or the cell or the mobile. This doesn't mean our products won't be done on those platforms, but not in Montreal. Montreal, we're reserving ourselves to be working on the hard stuff, the fun stuff, I like to call it. And thirdly, I wanted to have our dev teams size to a human scale. So this means in Montreal it might seem high to other cities, but we want to limit our dev teams to the peak when they're hitting maximum about 120 people. And so this means that if you want to reduce your team, you need to give them more time. And that's my fourth element, is to have a prolonged dev cycle. So I think when you reunite all those four elements, Eidos Montreal really delivers.
Fantastic. And I know you're from Montreal originally, Stephane. Why would you say this city is a great place to live and to work?
Montreal is indeed, I'm a little bit partial, but Montreal is a great place. What I think is unique in Montreal is that we could say we're between Europe and the Americas. We have obviously a culture, very proud of our culture. We share a lot of values with the Europeans, the joie de vivre and all those nice things. But we're based in North America, and we do work on the North American beat of business. So you need to be fast, agile, and decisions are taken quickly. And I don't think there's a lot of cities around the world that can say that they have this mix of joie de vivre, the life quality, and also working on big business projects.
Great answer. And finally, what advice would you give a job seeker looking to apply for a job with Eidos?
To be persistent, to be passionate, and well, in fact, over the last 3 years, we've received 15,000 CVs through the internet. So we do look out for great talent day after day. Great talent doesn't mean necessarily guys with 15 years, 20 years, 10 years of experience. We want good, fresh talent that can bring a different point of view to the team. We want obviously talented people and very passionate people. But we need to be patient when we're trying to enter the video game industry. It's not easy, but persistency is certainly something that somebody needs to have, because once you've cracked the door, you will want to stay in the video game industry.
Very good. Stephane D'Astous, General Manager from Eidos Montreal. Thank you very much.
Thanks for having me.